All right, so we're gonna get rolling, but first and foremost, we're gonna start with Slate. This is the Scoop with Ferns, episode 7,
Yep.
with Johnny, my man. Appreciate you, baby.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, listen, when that DM came in, I was like, man, word, like
Yeah.
what? You're in town and you're down to come through, so
Yes.
I highly, highly appreciate that. Thank you so much for real.
Yeah, it's always good to see old friends, right?
Yeah, and give us a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Because you got a shit ton going on. I'd love to hear more about it. Because what we do here is have people on telling their story, you know, because there's so many people out there who would love to hear more about Johnny. And so, like, let me know, bro. What's going on? First, it started with a move.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So, what precipitated that?
Oh man, I remember like almost 2 years ago, I had coffee with you after a set, right? We did a photo shoot.
Yeah. We did it down at Boston, over in Seaport.
Yeah. So that was like a week before I moved. Well, the
That's
biggest
crazy.
reason why I moved was I was chasing music and I got accepted into Icon Collective, which is a music school in LA.
Oh, shit. Didn't even know that. Congrats.
So
that's dope.
That once that acceptance letter came through, I was honestly like lost, because I didn't know what to do after grad school. I was like, okay, well, I finished grad school. What now?
Right. What's next?
I know I did grad school in here in Boston in statistics.
Where at?
And at Bentley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bentley
That's
University.
right. Bentley, that's right.
I
Yeah,
did
hell yeah.
stats, and I was like,
Hell
well,
yeah.
honestly, like, I could do this, but I'm pretty sure I don't love it, you know?
Got you.
Because like every time
Got you.
I'm working on it, I'm like, dude, do I really want to do this?
Good for you.
And every time I would do homework, I realized that at some point I would just turn on another software. It's called Ableton. I was addicted to making music on Ableton, and I was distracted by music.
Yeah.
You know, anything that I did at some point, 5 minutes in, I'm like, I want to make music.
Yeah.
And then I realized this is what I wanted to go to LA for.
Oh, no shit.
So,
Did your experience with stats and numbers have anything to do with you be able to use Ableton, that software at all?
I think people will say that music is math in the form of sound anyways. You know, I think there's numbers involved in anything, and
Facts.
to be able to use Ableton, you start to realize that there's so much math involved in music.
Wow.
So like people, when I was a kid, you know, I hear people say like, oh, I hate math, and then they would say, I love music though. I was like, dude, they're like one and the same.
Damn,
to a
that's
certain
crazy.
degree.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can see it that way. Yeah,
You know, I have friends such as his name's Easily and Sam. We're in a band together, an electronic band here.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Drop the name, bro.
So yeah, I'll drop it right here.
Yeah.
It's called Torsades.
Oh, dope.
We make music together. We all met in LA, and that guy, he's just his ear is so good that he's listening to things in terms of like hertz, and he's like, oh yeah, this sounds like it's in whatever hertz. I'm just like, bro, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's wild.
And so,
Yeah.
I think I was able to meet two really good friends, and you know, we formed a group together called Torsades while I was there for the first year. Our music is very cinematic. Yeah. Definitely will send you a link.
I can't wait to dive into this. See, I didn't even see. That's what I get into about social media is like we can follow people, but like between our own shit and then things getting oversaturated, like shit gets lost in the mix. And so I had no idea you were making music. I can't wait to dive into that.
Yeah, I think music's been a big part of my life, but I think what brings me the most joy is to be able to make it with friends, you know?
Yeah.
It's got to be fun, because when it's not fun, that's when it starts to feel like work.
Yeah.
Not that work is bad, but like if I can make work fun all the time, why wouldn't you? Like,
Exactly.
why wouldn't
Exactly.
you?
I feel that 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Obviously, there are days that it's just really work, but you know, you find ways to make it not just work every single day.
Yeah. Because I struggle with that as well. What's something that, like, when you're just like, oh man, I don't want to, I don't want to be in, what's the name of that software?
Ableton.
Ableton.
Right?
I don't want to even open up Ableton today. I don't really want to hear any.
My
music
aunt
today.
actually, when I moved to LA, into my new spot in LA, I live in the Valley.
Okay.
My aunt actually gave me a piano,
Yeah,
like an actual like upright piano, and I was like, wow, this is amazing, because now I don't need to turn on a computer to have some sort of way to express myself. And so I got in touch with playing keys again. Like,
No.
Yeah, this year, and I think it's really good because Ableton's a software, and to a certain degree, like there is no like. You're a little bit more disconnected from like the raw form of music, so I play keys whenever I don't want to open up Ableton. Not every idea needs to become a song.
Right, facts.
That's I think another big thing is like at some point like you open a software and you're like, all right, here I'm making a song.
Yes.
At that point, you have to stop yourself. You have to stop because like you don't have to make the song. You can just jam out and. No one's watching. It's just for yourself.
Right.
And that's why I started practicing a lot this year. And going to the gym, bro. Like when I'm frustrated, I go straight to the gym.
Boom,
man.
you're out. Okay.
You feel frustrated?
Yeah.
Go to the gym, man. Take it out there and come back.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try that. Because there's some elements of that I use, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll put on music, like music that inspires me. I mean, I love cinematic music, bro. I love that is to me some of the most inspiring because it's a really great tool to use to tell a story through music. You know what I mean? The highs and then the lows, like you can tell the moods of the person, the way they're trying to bring you through the different parts of the score. And so I'll put that on, and then as I'm getting in tune with that, I'm getting more in tune with my creative side, and it gets the juices flowing again.
So one of the members here at Torsades, this hat I'm wearing, this chain I'm wearing.
Yeah.
He's actually...
Which is dope, by the way, bro.
Thank you.
Like, I noticed off the crowd, I was like, yo, I need that chain.
Shout out to Easily for designing this chain.
Yo!
He made one for everybody.
That's dope.
This guy, he works at the ER. Yeah. So
I love it.
COVID treated him, I mean, really...
Like shit.
Yeah, he was in the ringer. And, this guy, he works at ER and he sees a lot of highs and lows. Like, and I think that's like a big key element to our brand. Like Torsades de Puentes is a medical term used. It's called twisting of the points, and it describes your heart rate before people passes. And so it's like life before death, quite literally.
Right.
And we're really inspired by the things that he sees at work. This guy goes to work, comes back to the studio, and honestly sometimes I don't feel sad or like I'm not thinking about life that much, right?
Yeah.
But when this guy steps in the room, you know right away what he's carrying with him is what he was just in,
Damn, that's heavy.
And I think
that's heavy as shit.
As a friend, like sometimes you don't want to feel that way, right? But who else is he gonna talk to about
exactly?
This? Nobody wants to talk about that.
Right.
So we like always hang out, and we end up making music because I think it's therapy for everybody.
That's beautiful. Cheers to that.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Thank you for sharing that, because that is beautiful. I've had some talks on here where we talk about our struggles, articulating our sadness, our grief, things like that. Especially coming up as children of immigrants, you could probably relate. Our parents didn't really know how to support that in us. So I'm proud of you for being able to find a way to create a support. My parents are from Haiti.
Wow. Are they still there?
No. Both my parents migrated here in the 80s. Had me in 86 in New York. And they've been here ever since. Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn. Shit. In a hospital that whenever I tell Woodall Hospital, bro, fucking anytime I tell people who know the area, like that's where I was born. They're like, damn, yeah, you are lucky you survived. Like, wild. It's wild to hear that, because like I don't know that hospital, I don't know that area. We moved to Lynn, bro, when I was 4. So I've been holding it down here. That's why I love this city so much, because I'm good here. People treat me well here.
You got brothers or sisters?
I do. I have 2 brothers and an older sister.
Here?
All of them here in Lynn.
Okay.
Except for my younger brother Carlos, who lives down in Florida with my mom, because she moved there. She's done with the cold. And he's off at the Navy now, so he's at basic training. So he just went in. He just graduated high school. So yeah, they're around. You know what I'm saying? My dad's down in Delaware, and you were saying your parents are in Taipei.
Yeah, my parents are in Taipei right now. Yeah. I grew up in the Philippines.
That's right. Yeah.
18 years there. I was born in Taipei, so as a kid, I was just bouncing between those 2 places.
What 2 places? Taipei
and Manila.
Manila. Okay.
Manila's in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I was bouncing between those 2 places growing up. Every summer I would spend in Taipei. I remember my mom would just put me in school again, Literally, yo, I would be done with school like in Manila and be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's summer break, and my mom
Yeah.
would put me in school in Taiwan
Wow.
for like just that summer.
Yeah.
But like that, honestly, my mom putting that much like structure and like, it's just she thought it through for me before I could even think for myself.
Damn straight. Straight. And good on you for seeing and acknowledging that. That's dope.
Yo, as a kid though, I did not.
Of course not. You're a kid, bro.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
going back to school.
Oh, that's how it's meant to be. You know what I mean? They're supposed to set you on the right path, right? Especially when they work so hard to create a better life for themselves, so the kids can have a better life.
Yeah.
My parents is much the same thing. You know what I mean? When I was a wayward teen, and like fucking up and like rolling with crowds that was gonna land me in jail or worse or something like that. She packed my shit up and sent me off to boarding school. Sent me right off. Costa Rica. I spent a year in Costa Rica.
Way.
Bro. A Haitian American kid
In
who
Costa
really
Rica.
only knows Lynn. I had traveled to Haiti, but for the summer, I had spent some time there, Canada, shit like that. But an entire year away from home and family, it's just me. I was like 14. Duh, it was wild. But like that shit literally saved me and it brought me on a path, took me off a path to sure destruction. That's what our parents, that's what they should do. And that's why like I feel privileged to have parents I did. Sounds like you have amazing parents, you know what I mean, that set you on the right path.
Love mom and dad.
It's unfortunate, where you run into people who don't have those relationships with their parents because their parents were about something different.
Different, yeah.
So, we're very fortunate in that to have parents who are just like, hey, you may not fuck with because I did not fuck with that at all.
No.
I was heated.
I was just like that. Like with my mom, my relationship with my mom as a kid,
Stressed.
it was not good. It was almost driven by fear.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God,
yeah.
what's
Can
mom
relate.
gonna think if I do this? Oh my God, what's she gonna do if I did this?
Relate, bro. Yeah.
But looking back, I learned a lot about music and art from my mom. So my mom, she's a maestro. She plays keys like honestly, my mom. If you're telling me you can play keys better than my mom, like
yeah,
like I want to see it.
Right, yo.
And I'm sure there
love.
are people.
That's love, right?
That
But
are
you
better
need
than
to
my
you
mom.
need to show me.
But I want
you got to
to
show
see
me. Yeah.
Because I grew up with my mom playing keys in my house, and I know how that sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's really good at the keys, and
That's beautiful.
so I learned, my first music, whatever, the basics from my mom.
Yeah.
Mom put me on the piano really, really early in my life, and I reconnected with it like after college. Because who's playing the piano in college?
Right.
The cool instruments, the guitar, and I never
Right.
really resonated with the guitar like that.
Okay.
What I learned from my dad though, my dad would work, definitely 6 days a week, and like he'd still work from home on Sundays. So I think the balance between like my mom and dad, I learned a lot of my skills from my mom. Honestly.
Yeah.
But I learned from my dad that
Work ethic.
putting in the time. Even if it's bad, some people say like putting in bad reps is like is useless. Like, but I think putting in the reps, no matter what, is always gonna be better than not putting the reps in at all.
Training in and sharpening the mind and body.
It's just like going to the gym. It's so easy to skip the gym because you don't feel like going.
Yeah.
But then you nurture that habit of not going because you don't feel like it and you don't want to.
Right.
You don't want that to grow.
Right, because that's the wrong kind of reinforcement. Yeah.
I could be like, oh, I don't feel like working out today, but honestly, doesn't matter. I need to go.
That's inspiring.
I don't need to work out like crazy, but I need to at least be there.
Boom. Yeah.
Because if I don't, then that just keeps growing, and next thing you know, you're out of the loop.
Snowball.
Yeah.
I appreciate that for sure. No, that's gospel right there, and something I need to follow myself, especially when it comes to like taking care of myself, because these last 2 years especially, they've been rough for me, and I find myself getting into the loop that you're talking about right there, and so having that discipline and that mindset to like nip that, because as soon as you start going in that direction, it's nurturing. It's just nurturing
bad
the wrong
behavior.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Right. No, facts, bro. Facts.
And COVID definitely expedited people nurturing that bad behavior.
Absolutely, bro. So you can have that discipline, at least like me and Danielle, like we got out and ran, you know what I mean? But like as far as our routine went, bro, like we let it go to shit, for a while.
Really?
For a while, dog. Yeah. And again, using the pandemic and shit as a crutch.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like you said, it's really like you gotta push through that because
people came out of pandemic two ways, right? It's like I've seen people come out like
shredded.
Yeah,
shredded, yo. Like they even in the crib, they're like, you know what I mean? They're getting
Derek,
it done.
Right? Derek Pratt.
Yeah.
That guy came out like even more young. I was like, dude,
yo, that's
what?
wild.
Yeah, I saw him in LA actually. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He's so shredded. I was like, dude, the pandemic happened. I've seen so many people like just not go to the gym, and this guy came out even better. I was like, you were already a freak.
Yeah.
And now you're just pushing it. You okay, bro? Like, what are you putting?
It just goes to show you that it really is a mindset. Like, cause I don't know if he has access to a gym, like a private gym, but I'm sure he's got some kind of setup at the crib. And even if he doesn't, right, I'm sure he can get out and get the work in. You know what I mean? Plyo, hit, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, a monster's going to be a monster no matter where you put him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can pick him up and drop him into any environment. They're going to make shit happen.
They're going to they're going to cut out the work for themselves.
Boom. There you go.
I think at the end of the day, you have to, you can't just wait for somebody to tell you what to do.
There you go. Something I've been working on my whole life, bro. And I'm finally proud of, like, where I am in that progress. And, like, so, and hopefully you feel the same because, I mean, I see it, bro. I see it in your body of work.
COVID was definitely, like, overwhelming for everybody, right? You, at some point, wanted to just slow down time. Because, like, dude, there's so many thoughts that went through your head the moment that first lockdown happened. I look back and I was like, yo, I really thought that it was the end of the world.
No shit.
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Wow.
To a certain degree, I was like, dude, like, this is, like, proof that, like, the world could end tomorrow. And
fair enough. Yeah, no, for sure. That's true. There's no question. Yeah.
Right? Like,
no question.
I think that was as close to what it could have been, and I was, like, just stressed as hell. And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
so I ended up painting because I saw one of my friends, Amy, who I was making a song with, Amy Vaught. She's actually a student from Berkeley. Really good musician, beautiful voice. She was singing and we were working on this song with Torsades.
Dope. And
she showed me like one of her paintings before, and I remember it was like a painting of an egg. She sent me a picture of an egg because I was cooking eggs. And she was like, oh, like, here's a picture. And I was like, dude, this is not a picture. It's a painting. And it looked just like, a real egg.
Like it was in front of you.
Yeah. I was just so amazed by her talent.
Wow.
And she's a singer and doesn't even tell anybody that she paints, Right. So I ended up talking to her a lot about, outside of music, about art. I was like, hey, how did you paint this? How did you paint that? And I remember picking up my first tube of paint downtown LA, and I painted Foos, which is like the Asian gargoyle that represents, peace and blessings.
Is that
it's actually
what
on the
that
back
is?
of my shirt.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on the back of my shirt. Oh my god. It's on the back of my shirt. We'll put it somewhere.
Yeah. I'd love to see it, bro.
If not, it's definitely a project I'm working on. It's called We're the Foos. But I started painting when COVID happened, actually. I never really painted before that, but I was always sketching this one character I saw from my childhood. And, We Are the Foos is a project that I would say we organized in the past 2-3 months.
Okay.
But the idea and the concept has been with me for almost like my whole life.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I have sketches of me in my dorm, like just literally sketching this one Foo character. And yeah, this Foo character, I just love it so much because like I feel like you don't really know what it is. It looks like a lion, it looks like a dog, it looks like a dragon. And it's like all of the above, really. Yeah. And I feel safe whenever I see it. You see it on Chinatown, you know that? Like the two little big lions in front of the gates.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
So that's what you're... Oh, really?
So in Mandarin, it's called Fugo. So that's how you say it in Mandarin, but... we're gonna put our own term onto it. So I said we just call them the Foos.
Yeah, I love that.
It's easy to say. Yeah. It's exactly what it would be in Mandarin. It's just now they're called the Foos.
Yeah.
And so I think I really want to introduce this idea to people outside of the Asian culture.
Right.
Because it's a huge part of my culture.
And it was super important to you, obviously, because you were always sketching it.
Exactly, yo.
Before you even knew you, like you said.
I was obsessed.
Yeah. You didn't paint. You weren't ever thinking about painting. You're just like obsessed with that particular creature.
And, just like, whenever I sketched it, I felt good. Whenever I thought about it, I felt good. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to... It's my moniker from here on out. And, it's my logo. I've been rocking with this for a while. And this project... I mean, I just had my first gallery, like,
congratulations
last month.
on that. Damn. Where?
It was in LA. I mean, it's still hung up in the gallery.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's still there. So if
anybody's there,
come by. I have a studio I work out of there in LA. And, I just love having people over. Definitely have had a lot of people, like, help me get to where I am today, I think the list is endless.
Yeah, facts, right? We could go down,
Everybody knows who they are. And, to have that space to, openly talk, to hang out, to have people over and paint is just a blessing because I feel at peace,
Yeah.
So that's the Foos project.
It seems like you're at peace with that project. And honestly, I want some of that energy out. Like do you have apparel? You have
Yeah, so I actually dropped this one I think 2 years ago.
Yeah. And I gotta guess so.
I know, I did a redrop this year. I sold out. We will be working on it next year, January.
Word. Do you have a mailing list, bro? I need to get on that.
Absolutely. I'll send you the link for sure.
I need to get on it, and I'll pop it in on here too. Yeah, I need that energy. Because the energy that you talked about, bro, like when you're drawing it, how it makes you feel good. When you draw it, it makes you feel good. That's going to get passed on. Because that love and energy, that's being passed on into the making of any apparel that you do. So I need some of that, bro. I got to have it.
For sure. We're going to be in, we're actually bringing the music, Torsades, and We're the Foos, the art project, to Miami, Art Basel. We're going to be there.
And that's this week. That's Friday. That starts Friday, I think.
I fly out on Wednesday.
Yo, what?
Yeah, I fly out on Wednesday. We'll be doing a set at the Arsenal on Friday night.
Oh, sick.
And then I'll be painting live in one of the spaces there as well.
Yo, what day? What night are you painting live? Do you know?
Painting live, I'll probably be painting on Thursday and Saturday. And then Friday, I'll be playing music.
Okay.
So, like, honestly, this trip is like a culmination of what I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
Have been pushing to do my whole, like, honestly, past 7 years.
Yes.
And it's like, wow, it really boils down to this. It doesn't boil down to this one week, but this 1 week is, like, the first of many weeks that I want, like, I want my tours to involve both art and music at this point, Right. At some point, I was only thinking about music. I was like, music.
Yeah.
I want to do music. And then you realize that even in fashion, music's still involved.
Facts. Yeah.
Even in music, fashion isn't, like, it's all tied together.
Damn right.
Like, you model, but photography and videography is involved.
Absolutely, right.
Set design is involved.
Right. Facts.
There's no need to only just think about one thing and diversifying what you do only helps you understand. Because you probably won't do videography or photography for everything that you do, but now that you understand it, you know how to talk to somebody who does it.
Yes.
And you get to be able to bring out, like, the best of each other's work and talent, right?
Yes. Even just knowing what questions to ask, bro. Like, I mean, the more you do something and you understand, like, okay, because we have these vague things out there, like, what made you start, taking photos, or like, how do I take a good photo? It's just like, when I start to understand, things like lighting and aperture much better, I can ask more specific questions like, man, how do you get that soft light cascading off, this and that? And, you get into that. And I feel also it brings out more in people, like when they get questions that they don't normally get, first and foremost. Yeah. And also it shows an understanding and appreciation for what it is they do. You get a more fulfilling response. You get a more, like, you get more engagement that way.
I would say, like, that's definitely something that I was working on for like maybe 1 to 2 years. It's like, how do I talk about something that I already think about every day? Because, like, you think about it and you do it every day, but you never really realize how you may sound to somebody when you're trying to explain it.
Yeah.
Or talk about a project because, like, all you were doing was like, oh, I expect everybody to know what I'm doing even if I don't talk about it. But that's not the case.
It's never the case.
Like you can keep working on something and nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah. They have no idea like what went into it. Like, you know what I mean? I send a proof, you know, to a client and like they have no idea if it took me 15 minutes or 15 hours.
Or you have people helping you just to get that deck ready, you know?
Right. Oh yeah, no. They're completely oblivious. And it's to the point where I've been doing more outreach lately, like, trying to involve people in the process. I don't know how that's, you know, been with you. Have you been finding yourself like, hey, I want to like inform you, like actually like what went into this? Like if you have a commissioned piece or something like that, does that ever?
I definitely started I started painting and I definitely got commissions like earlier on in my career, like let's say first 3-4 months. And a lot of people saw my first piece, which was I painted a pair of Jordan ones. Yeah, that was probably like
so that was your first piece.
First piece that I was like really proud of it. I was like, yeah, I did this one. You know, I like it, and I actually gifted that piece to a close friend of mine, Fred, who's my business partner now as well. It's keep it in the family.
Damn straight.
I've done a couple sneakers. I painted a lot of sneakers, and at some point I was like, well, you know, I do find joy in practicing my pen and brush on things that people want me to paint. And at some point I was like, well, I need to start painting for myself. So, you know, a lot of the art that you see maybe on my Instagram right now in the past is probably it is me practicing for the most part. It's not, I never really like boil down, hey, okay, so what is actually my look for my artistry? And that's when I was like, wait, why am I thinking about this so much? I've been sketching the Foos for so long. Like I should see how many variations and where I can bring this idea to. You know? And so there's definitely a lot of goals and dreams in this We Are the Foos idea project that I really want to bring to life. And Fred Dong, who's also from Boston.
Okay,
he's from LA, but he spent like 6 years here. 5 to 6 years here. Him and
he's back in LA now.
He's in LA right now. He'll be flying to Miami on Wednesday.
Of course, right, naturally,
Him and I are actually writing a story around the We Are the Foos project, and it's gonna tie in all into an NFT that we're dropping mid-December for our Genesis drop.
Oh man, please, yo, I'm subscribed to my mailing list. I'm gonna keep an eye out the best I can, but if you can remember to drop me something, bro, I'd love to be in on that. Sure. And
I think I feel like it's a very popular topic right now. Everybody's talking
huge
about NFTs. What is it?
Right. That's my question.
I think to understand what it is, I think it might be easier to understand what it has done for artists.
Okay.
What it has done for artists is to be able to give any artist the opportunity to shine, honestly, because the fine art space has already created like a massive system that requires you to, there's a system to everything, like you have to go to fine art school, or you have to know this much. You need to know the right people
plugged into these type of communities
just to get into like the big galleries. And once you're in there, obviously the right people see you. But in order to get there, it's insanely hard
and expensive.
There's no website that tells you how to become a fine artist.
No.
How to get into that information is not on the internet.
Right.
And if it is, it's probably just a blog.
Right. Talking about that particular person's experience, and it's not one size fits all.
Yes, and it's not applicable to every artist out there.
Right.
What the NFT space has done is it's been able to create a level playing field for everybody.
Okay.
So now, like, any artist from around the world can reach an audience of anybody around the world.
Yeah, right.
As a fine art artist, you would be in a gallery and people would come. Now as an artist, I can just put my art online and everybody sees it.
Right, yeah. So, so talk to me about, like, how that process goes, right? Like, you're a fine artist or an artist in general, and you want to put your product into the world as an NFT. Like, where do you start?
First things first is you need to have the concept of the art. So for us, we'll be dropping we'll be dropping a few variations of the Foos. There's like multiple combinations and multiple traits, similar to like trading cards. Are you into trading cards?
I'm not into them, but I
You
know about them.
follow?
Pokemon, bro, like absolutely. For
So
sure.
you know like the different rarities of cards.
Damn straight, yeah.
So it's kind of the same idea.
Okay.
And I'm bringing that into my art, which is the We Are the Foos project.
Yeah.
And the variations will all have different rarity charts, and that what comes with that is a story as well.
Damn straight. Nice.
And at some point, everybody involved in the project, I want to work with everyone in pushing the story forward.
Dope.
So like, you know, me and Fred have been working on this story to where it is today, and I already love it.
Yeah.
But when the project drops, everybody is going to, the community around it will be able to write the story with us.
Wow.
Moving forward.
Right.
You know?
That's fucking beautiful.
It's not just Fred and I writing the story.
Right.
I feel like it's more like we started this, but we want everybody to help us push it forward.
Exactly, right. If
know?
you want to be a part of the community, come join us, come create with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me is one of the most powerful things about art is the community that it builds. It's able to build and bring together. And you and, you know, the NFT space, opening that up and making it bigger and more accessible is beautiful, bro. That's dope. Thank you for sharing that.
And on top of that is like, I'm also supporting other artists in this space as well. Like there's so many other artists that are dope. Wisby, he just did a drop. He'll be in Art Basel as well. Do you know the Vandal Gummy by any chance?
Nah.
We'll drop it here, but yo, the gummy bears are crazy. He creates this like massive gummy bears and just puts it all over the world, and there's so many different variations of it, designs of it.
Yeah, right.
And then there's this other kid his name is Wahid. He makes this project called All Smiles, and he basically like made a 3D version of himself wearing so many different outfits, and I just think it's super dope. But the NFT space definitely gave artists of any background, you know. I don't have a fine art background.
Right.
I have an artist in COVID background, you know.
I love it.
I just been on YouTube like trying to learn, watch like other artists work on YouTube. Like I was watching people draw for hours, like just hours, just watching people draw.
YouTube University, I preach it all the time. That's where I learned a lot of my photography, videography, filmmaking.
Everything you want to learn is on the internet, you know. It's just like go find the resources. And so I think, you know, the NFT space definitely helps all these artists have a new platform. It is a platform. It's a new level playing field for everybody to showcase their art outside of the system that's been built by the fine art. You know? Yeah. Big ups to you, bro. Thanks for bringing that info. And anytime, like, you know, you feel inclined, bro, to shoot some info my way, bro, I'm happy to hear it. Yeah, I'll drop the Discord link somewhere here. It's like all of my friends in there just chopping it up.
There.
Yeah.
And like anybody can join. It's cool. Drop the link.
Anybody can join.
That's dope. I
and like
appreciate
anything you guys want to talk about NFT wise, just ask the question. We will tell you.
That's love.
It's an open book. We just tell you what's going on.
That's love.
Yeah. So a lot of my friends are in there, and
hell yeah.
I want to keep growing this, and I feel like even I'm asking questions in there. You know, I don't know everything about this space. You know, I think cool. Everybody's just slowly understanding how this space works.
Right.
And the more you talk about it, the more you understand.
Exactly.
You have to talk it through with people.
Facts. You know what I mean? If you just sit around like, oh, I don't get it, you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? But if you get together, because it's burgeoning, it's new. So even the people who are making money off it right now still don't understand all the ways that they can make money from NFTs.
Correct.
Or, you know, to create an NFT experience. But the more we talk about it, the more we inspire each other, the bigger things can get. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's really the power of reaching fans and your community outside of like, I mean, for us, it's like, if I drop it, for example, if I live in Boston and I have a gallery in Boston, only people that come to Boston can see this, right?
Right.
But I have family in the Philippines. I have family in Taipei. I have family outside of the U.S. that want to see this. Well, you can actually have the same experience.
Yeah.
If you just hop into space.
Right. Have you ever thought about like how far like NFTs can go? Because this, you know, we're literally living through its inception, so we don't know what NFT is gonna look like in 20 years. Have you given any thought to that? You know, like virtual galleries, anything crazy, anything wild?
Yeah, I think I think the best way to put it is what you make it. You can literally anything can be an NFT. You can create a utility behind it, and as long as you have a community backing it, you definitely can push the project forward. I would definitely want to create like a digital gallery where you can come in and see everybody's work, not just my paintings. My goal is to have like a gallery online where even another artist has their own version of what the Foos are, because the Foos concept this is not like just out of my brain. This is out of it. Exactly. I adopted the idea. It's not. I didn't make Foos. Foos been around for thousands of years before Christ. This character's been around.
Wow.
It's been around for a long time, and I was like, I want to see other artists share their version of Foos, and I want to have this massive gallery, online virtual reality, and have my work there. But on top of that, I want everyone to share what their work is, because oftentimes like people are scared to share stuff just because like they don't know if they're gonna be being judged. Is also like like having your art critique is it's so painful sometimes.
I bet. I know.
But that's, as an artist, you have to just not care and put it out there.
Yo, I mean, that's the number one rule. If you're not putting yourself out there, there's just no room for growth. It can't happen. You know what I mean? If you're not putting your work out there and believing in it and believing in yourself, it's just not going to happen. And, sometimes you got to be able to look for the constructive criticism in whatever feedback you get that isn't, quote, positive, and then and go from there. I think that builds character and eventually just makes you not just a better artist, but a better person, more well-rounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think keeping like the good people around you is key.
Huge.
Yeah, I definitely have to thank a lot of people in my life. Like Fred, oh my God, if I didn't have Fred, Easy or Sam, people I was making music with, and it's just like they are a huge reason as to why I'm able to do what I do today. And however I can help them is another story, but they're definitely a big piece in my life. Fred, I met in college. This guy, he's been with me for like 5-6 years.
Got you.
He was there when we had nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally, there was nothing. Honestly, we were saying that it was something, but it really was like ground zero.
Okay. Got you.
He was there.
Day one.
Day one. Fred is a day one, and he has a really good understanding of the space, and he's constantly having conversations with me, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually learning like so much, and
that's beautiful.
He manages me as an artist, and I'm starting to realize that I need to be more like receptive of people's ideas as well, because like I just went to the museum here, like the Institute of Contemporary Art in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like I went there and I was like, usually I wouldn't be there for so long. Like I have a very short attention span to things. It's quite weird. Like I could be bored of something really fast.
Okay.
Which is why like I think I like to draw and sketch, because you can't lose attention over something that's just happening right in front of you. So I think that's where I get my inspiration sometimes is I have a short attention span. So, but if I do put my attention to something, it's going to become like way bigger. So I went to the ICA like 2 days ago and I was really shocked by like the feeling that I got when I walked into these galleries. I learned so much. I was like, wow, I would love to be able to take a little bit from this gallery, see how it can apply to my show, my work, because I am inspired by the space. But I never thought about like the placement of art as people walk through the gallery. I never thought that through. No, it's so important.
Yo,
I was just, all right, here's all my art, just look at it. Just look at it.
I love to hear it.
Here's all the sketches I did. These are paintings. Okay, cool. Just walk in but that walking in and walking out and walking through the gallery, that's a whole new experience I never thought about. And after this trip to Boston, going to ICA, I went to MFA as well with a few friends. I was like, wow, okay, I need to think this through, because these artists or whoever is curating that gallery really put
thought
people
and effort into where people were going to be, what they were going to be looking at, how they were going to be viewing it, and that is just another level of detail that adds to the storytelling.
Yeah.
I say it like this, right? There's a difference between a showing and a presentation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I remember when I first learned of the term presentation as it pertains to like food, plating food. And, you know, not to like, I'm not a snob or anything. Like, if something's delicious, I don't give a shit what it looks like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But when you go to certain places and like the presentation of the food is like, oh, wow, that is also beautiful to look at. It's actually a work of art on the plate. It takes it to another level. You know what I mean? Like, food is still food. I'm very blessed and, you know, and happy to have good food. But like when you're plating it, when you're taking the additional effort to present it in a way for the person who's going to be taking it in, you know, it shows thought, it shows creativity, and just, you know, gives you a little something more to think about or to experience. So the fact that you walked into ICA, bro, and like and saw that and like that resonated with you and you used that for inspiration, it's beautiful to me. I love that.
Yeah, and also like on top of that, the other day I was also like, it came to my mind, I was like, wow, sometimes people do be eating while looking at their phones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that when oh my God, I was like, no, this can't. You'll never catch me not looking at my food when I'm eating.
Oh yeah.
I'll look at that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I want to know what's in it.
Right. You're focused.
I'm focused on the food.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But like I see a lot of people like half phone and like half eat. And I'm just like, yo, that's not how we were like. That's not
of course
human.
not. Of course not.
No.
Of course not. That's
it can't
conditioned.
be healthy. It can't be healthy, right? Like,
no.
How much do you know you're eating? And,
right.
And how good is the food actually? And,
right.
You know, so I feel like, you know, I definitely want to put it out there like, yo, just look at your food when you eat it. Because these people made that food for you.
Yeah.
And even, I'm sure if you made it, you'd want to you're going to look at how you can make the dish better and, you know,
right.
self-improvement.
Right.
But I do be seeing people eating with their phones out. And that's definitely something.
That's something I gotta give more thought to. Because like, I'm definitely the type of person who I can't even like, I'm like searching for the remote to be throwing something on the TV before I eat. Like, I'm one of those types. I am, bro. I gotta say it. Yeah, facts. Oh, facts, yeah. But hearing what you're saying, bro, it reminds me to be more present, like as to what I'm doing, like what's going on.
It's funny because like food is one of those things that really holds me down and like makes me present. Like in my house, there's really no way you can eat food while watching TV.
Right.
There's actually not even a way you could watch TV comfortably in my house.
Got you.
The TV is just there.
Got you.
It's a screen.
And that's by design.
And there's no couch in front of the TV either. You know, the couches at home are my friend Rashid Maser, he's an interior designer.
Yeah.
So we thought about it through and I was like, oh, what's the best way to set up our living room? He's my roommate right now.
Yeah.
He has a good curation of good furniture. His company's Design Theory, if you want to check it out.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, for sure.
But he and I had a good conversation about like how rooms are supposed to be built. You know, like when you have conversation with people, you're able to grow more. Like I was just not trying to have people eat or like come to my house and just look at a TV. You know, it's just like,
amen.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
It's really not. So we set up a room in a way where there is no possible way you can get comfortable and watch TV.
Oh, wow. I love that, bro.
No.
Wow.
Every seat is at the worst angle ever.
Right. But it's conducive to like conversation.
Yes.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yes. I'll drop a picture of our living room right here.
Yeah, please. But I can't wait to see it.
Like, I think it's healthy for everybody to maybe try it. I'm not telling you to implement it, but I've definitely grown closer with my friends.
Yeah.
By doing so. The TV's still there. We're still, I know that we want a screen lit, you know, because it's that time of the world. But, you know, the TV's on, the audio is there, but like... Yeah. The people conversation is more important.
That's like exactly. Because that's how we move everything forward. Everything. You know what I mean? Your passions, you know, helping the world. You know what I mean? How are we going to be able to do that if we're not talking to each other?
Yeah, I definitely want to, like, a big thing that I look forward to doing as well is to, in a way, because, like, as a kid, I saw the Foos, like the Foo dogs everywhere in Chinatown. My friend's front yard has them too. I mean, even other cultures have their own versions of it. They usually maybe even just two lions.
Yeah.
But the whole point of it is like they're like protectors of the house or the space that you're about to enter. I, as a kid, my dad would always point it out, like, "Oh, look, it's Foos," and I would be, "Oh yeah, it's Foos." We feel safe.
Oh man, that's
And
beautiful.
here in the U.S., like I was walking by Boston. I remember freshman year, and I saw the Foos, and I was like, "Dude, am I the only person seeing these things?"
Yeah.
They're just. I know they're just statues, but like,
but they're not to you though.
not to me.
To you, they're way more than that.
Yeah, and so me and the team are trying to find ways to catch people's attention. So like, in a way, we want to reproduce the Foos in a way that the modern human would be enticed to look into this idea.
Yeah. Doug,
You
I'm in. You've inspired me. Like you've captivated me with it. Just by sharing your story. You know what I mean? The fact that just drawing it made you feel safe, made you feel full, made you feel good. And then seeing it with your dad and your dad pointing it out, and then you saying, "Oh yeah, it's that," and you feel differently, more comfortable about the space that you're in. And I can imagine, being raised in the Philippines and Taipei, and coming over here in your freshman year of college or first year of college,
I was
and
fresh.
you seeing it, you know what I mean? It made things more palatable, it made things more comfortable. That's beautiful.
I spent a lot of time in that little Chinatown that we have here in Boston. I spent a lot of time there.
Hearing that, bro, like it gives me like, it makes the hair stand up because it's just like you. I was talking to actually my wife Danielle on the episode we shot about taking pride in making strangers feel comfortable around you in a strange world, and for you to be able to come to a strange place and feel at home, and it's some place that didn't have to be, there was no sign, there doesn't even need to be people. It's just that symbol, and then that is your comfort place. It gives you a sense of comfort. That's beautiful to me, bro.
Yeah. So in a few weeks we'll be teasing like we're making these sculptures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're definitely reproducing what the traditional Foos look like.
I can't wait to get my hands.
I mean, it's not too different, but like even just a little bit of some tweaks here and there to catch the modern kids' attention. Because I want kids to walk by Chinatown and ask their parents, like, "Hey, what is that?"
Right.
But right now, I don't think the traditional. It's been around for so long, It's always been changing, and the Foos have been around for so long that the traditional ones, honestly, they don't look like the ones you see right now. So that change has always been. The change has always been happening.
Yes, right.
But
right.
I think the change that my team and we're working on, we're thinking about not just people in our culture.
Yeah.
We're thinking about people outside of our culture. Hey, like, what if I wasn't Asian?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right.
Right. What's the significance of this? Not just for Asian people, but for people
in
for the
general.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
I'm super excited to share some of these unreleased works, and I've been bugging because like it's so hard to keep it all in,
Yeah,
it's so
I
easy.
know. Yeah,
it's so easy to just ramble on, and then I was like, Ferns, you're putting me on the spot here. I might just talk about it all day.
bro.
I might just talk. Ferns about to be mad if I say everything.
Nah, son, I'm here. That's what I'm here for, bro. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
support you, to champion you, and to bring this shit out of you because. Otherwise, like you said, we're afraid to put things out in the world because we're afraid of how people might receive them. Or, silence is a killer too. Like, you put something out in the world and no one says shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother, form of criticism. You know what I mean? That's tough. So, like, I don't want to silence you, bro. I want you to keep going. I want you to feel at home when you're here. I want some Foos in here. You know what I'm saying?
We'll bring some.
You know what I mean? Yeah, facts, bro.
We already had like some of the prototypes of the physical product as well. Oh man, we just got that back. I actually hopped into like the 3D modeling world as well. So I'm starting to do some 3D modeling, and we're trying to do animation. It's one idea, but so many ways to introduce it. Maybe you don't know what Foos is, but the comic that we're trying to do, you might,
Yeah.
you might hop in there.
Yeah.
You might hop in the music.
Or might speak to your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I really just want people to walk by the Foos and just say like, "Hey, Dad, Mom, what is that?"
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like with the way it looks right now, it's almost like just a wallflower.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, it's there.
Yeah.
It's in every Chinatown, but I'm not gonna ask or
right.
look
Right. Deeper into
into
that. Yeah.
exactly. And so that's what the project is about.
Okay.
Is I want to reproduce the Foos because I feel like now it's just a wallflower to a lot of people, and I don't want that to happen to something that brought me a sense of security. Because Fu in Mandarin, the meaning is actually, it means blessing and prosperity. And so this is like, we just grew up with it. And to see like how it's helped me and my brother, I have a younger brother,
Okay.
like adjust to being here in the U.S. Like we weren't born here. We weren't raised here. Culture is so different here, and that's like one of the things that really held it down and made me always remember where I'm from. Because it's so easy to forget where you're from.
True that.
Like you're not from, I'm not from here.
Yeah.
I'm here, but I'm not from here.
Right.
And my peoples are not from here either.
Right.
So like I want to bring that culture here.
Right.
And let people know where we're from.
Got you.
Because the history behind this culture is, whew,
it's vast. It's deep.
old.
Yeah.
Goes way back.
Yeah.
So cheers to that.
Cheers to that, and cheers to you. Sharing a piece of yourself, and I think that's the best way to get across to people when it's genuine, when it's from the soul. So thank you for that, because we talked about it. It's hard. It can be hard out here.
Yeah.
I got a question for you about your experience with the Foos. Is there any like one story that like your grandparents or something like that ever told you about it that stuck with you? Anything in particular? I mean, it's fine if it's not, but I'm just curious if.
I think the Foos is so common back home.
Yeah.
It wasn't really something that I wouldn't say I took it for granted. But the moment I stepped here and I moved to Boston, I was like, yo, what is going on? Where
are they?
There was just like something missing, and I was like, and I passed by Chinatown, and I was like, wow, that's what it is. So they're coming a mom and a dad version. So like, mom and dad, and the mom version has like a little puppy, and then the dad version has a world on his palm. So it's like, it's very symbolic,
Yes.
So the mom takes care of the baby.
Yes.
And then the dad just makes sure that, the world is in his hands for the family.
Yeah, which is his family, yeah.
It's a really good representation of, I don't know, our culture and life, family. So that really, I honestly walked past like Chinatown for the first time, like freshman year. I was like, wow, this feels great. And I just looked at it. And me and my dad have a photo together in front of the Foos actually freshman year when they helped me move in. And it's just like so crazy because I helped my brother move into Pittsburgh. He moved to Pittsburgh for college. And because of COVID, my parents can't move. And I don't think we went to Chinatown in Pittsburgh, but when he does have the chance to come to Boston, I'm gonna bring him to that specific spot right in front of South Station.
Yeah,
it's like a very big. It's a very
red.
it's huge.
Yeah, man, I've seen it a million times, but never, like never even gave it a second thought as to like what they were.
Yeah, because it's not.
Now it's different for me now.
It's not. It hasn't been designed or presented in a way to make you want to look into it more. It's always just been a gargoyle, right? I want it to be more engaging. So.
Bro, just by sharing a story now, like whenever I pass that, I know I'll think of you. You know what I'm saying? I'll think
hell
of what
yeah.
the food is. You know what I mean? Like for real.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts. Sharing
Do you
our
have
stories.
that kind of version of what the Foos are in your culture?
Religion. It's Jesus Christ. It's the Bible. If you go somewhere and there's like a cross somewhere, like that's kind of our safety net. And also it's like the community. It's if the parent of a friend of mine saw me in the street, Ferns, how you doing? How's your mom's doing? Did you eat? Are you good? So that's how we were able to move out around the world between Haitian culture and our, the sharing of our belief in Jesus and the Bible stories and things like that. Like I spent so much time in school. Not school, church and Bible study and things like that. And those help frame life for me, because the stories in there, some of them are pretty graphic, some of them are very real. You don't just have like the things like, oh, you shouldn't sin. They have adultery, murder. They have these themes about life
and they paint those pictures for people to see too. Right?
They do, especially yeah, absolutely. Especially like I grew up with picture Bibles, first and foremost.
And art was always there too.
Absolutely,
it's always been there. The art, the story, and then the community. It's nothing new.
Right.
The NFT space is exactly the same too. It's like literally like you have people, you have the art, you have a story that you're telling as well.
Yes.
So it's always been like that, and it's just if you think about it that way, it's nothing new really.
You just made me think of the Sistine Chapel painting by Michelangelo. Like, that is like that's an NFT. Like that's pretty much an NFT. Like. I mean, and I'll never forget my first time seeing it with Danielle and like how it impacted us differently. And because of my background with the story and her being new to it and me being able to share and point out the different stories depicted from the Bible and say, oh, this is when, such and such happened. And she's just like, oh, so it's just like marrying that. The art with the story is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing with the Foos, bro, and everything else you're doing. And I'm proud of you, bro. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So much. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for sharing yourself with the world. And thank you for sharing yourself with me today. You came all this way to Boston and you made time to come down here, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
Always. You're always welcome, bro. Yeah, we'll be in touch for sure.